I'm listening to Scarling Still on Scarecrow, and I'm reviewing books. And this book's title of this video is "Reading is Sexy," and it's books that you would be surprised I'd read. Well, more in real life people than online. But everyone knows that I love like crime, mystery, thriller, serial killer, the like fantasy, like Tolkien, like Earl Stein and stuff like that. But more than that, and like rock and roll, like or music biographies of famous people. I read like anything but like fantasy, like those kind of books like about like dragons and all that. I don't read that kind of stuff, but stuff that you'd be surprised I read. Yeah, are like from 4 different authors actually, in 2 series mainly, by 2 authors. And the first I'll talk about is Sylvia Day, and I even paid their start. I paid like $18, not including shipping or tax, to get this. Yeah, I read the whole series in like a month, and I just started reading this year. It's the autograph. And yes, I love this series. And each book is like over 300 pages, close to 400. And I bought them all new too. Yeah, books are $10 each, except the last one I bought for like 20 something. Yeah, this one's my favorite one, Reflected in You. Bare to You is good because they start to get to know each other, and it's like vanilla sex instead of the bondage and stuff, and it's better than 50 Shades, but I like 50 Shades too. But I like this one the best because like when the relationship is new and you find out secrets about both of them, and then they start trusting each other but taking things slow. And I really like how it's like more like original. It's not like following 50 Shades, and this author's been around since like the 80s. And I have 10 Sylvia Day books so far, and I really love her. I read almost all of the ones I have so far. This one is my favorite because of all the crime, the action, the death, and I'm not gonna give away spoilers. And I love how the characters like start getting serious, and how they get jealous of each other when they see each other with other people. And her roommates, I really like him, Carrie. But Eva is my favorite, and I really love his family of getting crossed. I like his family a lot better than Christian Grey. And in Time with You, when they actually get married, that's the only issue I have, because I don't believe in marriage. But I like this book because all the police like involved in it after what happens in the second book with the crime, the death. I really love this book because I really like when they go vacationing, and I love how she actually, the author describes them getting like on their honeymoon and everything, like on the way, unlike 50 Shades where she just talks about it, but like there's no actual scene of the actual wedding. You just say that it happened and it was nice. And yeah, I can't wait for the next 2. I really want them already. And then last year I started reading this. I bought them all new, $10 each. And I'm on the second one for the second time. I read the first one twice, and then I'll read the third one again. And I'll probably read them another time. And on the second one, I'm back again the second time. I'm 366. Page 366. After they're emailing each other at work, and like he doesn't want her going on vacation with her boss. But I like 50 Shades Freed the best because most action happens, and I love the part with her boss Jack and like the kidnapping and everything, and how much Christian cares, even though she pretends to fake break up with him, that he believes it's real. And this one's my favorite because I want like the crime and action and stuff better, and I really love the end, and I hope there's another one. I'm not really looking forward to the movie because I think the people playing in there are ugly. And I know that's vain, but like Antonio Banderas' daughter, she's like nobody, and like she only gets fame because she's his stepdaughter and stuff, and because he is, and I don't like that. And the guy's really ugly, and I don't like him. Whatever his name is, I don't even remember what his name is, and I guess I'll see the movie, at least online, but I'm not going to pay full price to go see it. I'll probably see it at the $2 theater. But I love the other two books as well, but the second favorite is this one. My third favorite is this first one, and there's another one. And I love the fact that their relationship is like strong, but they question each other and they have problems, and like they're not like a perfect couple. But what I hate is that they get married. And what I hate the most, I guess, is like the end of the first one. And then I expected more than the third one, especially if there's not going to be a sequel. I don't know. But I love the author and her writing. I have no problem with, even though she's British. I really like her, but I like Sylvia Day better. And then the other thing I like don't really like is that like Anna, just like people think she's using Christian for his money, and I don't like that it's going to be like it's all like you think it's going to be dominant, submissive, and like bondage and stuff, but like none of that really happens. That was like fooled me too and really hyped me up for something that they said would happen but didn't really. And I also love Zane. She follows me back. They follows me back on Twitter. And this is my favorite book of hers. I will have almost all of them. I've read like all her short stories. And Zane, Nervous, it's good. This woman is schizophrenic, obsessive compulsive, and she has like dementia. She doesn't remember anything she does. Like she does all this sexual stuff with a bunch of random people, and then she doesn't even remember it until like she goes to a psychiatrist and she's put in a trance. She's like hypnotized, and then like she remembers. She like confesses to everything that happened, and like she really wants to find love, but like she has all these like multiple personalities, and like she wants to find the right person and like change, and she does meet this one guy, but like he finds out about her past, and then like they go through a lot so they can stay together and get her treatment so she'll stop, you know, doing what she's doing so she can finally find true love. And it's just really good. Like I love people with psychological disorders studying them, and I think it's really great when they could like solve their problems and like become a better person and like find what they want in life and heal. And this is the first book I ever read of hers. This is the first like romance like book I ever read. But and then I find out it's like the guy in it. This was her most popular book because like the guy, his wife is typical like having an affair, but she's having an affair with like two different guys and a woman. Like none of them know each other or anything, but like just people that like random people. And like yeah, I wish there was a sequel. It's such a good book, and I read it in like a few hours. Like I started reading it like a few years ago. First time I read it again. And it's my other favorite book of the author because Zane really like, she doesn't make it like the typical bullshit, like, okay, here's the husband and wife, and here's the woman's like, or the guy's having an affair. It's usually the guy's having an affair, but this time the woman is, and like it's really intense, and like what they do like in a relationship to like try to like get over it and stuff is like really good. There's like a sequel, it's like a short story. I can't remember what it's called right now, but I have it in a short story anthology of hers, and like it's basically like with them breaking up. But like there's a lot of great like psychological behind it, and like why she does it and how he acts upon it, her having affairs. And she doesn't have any psychological disorders, but it's a really good book. And then my favorite romance author ever. I've 10 different books so far, and I need like 5 more, at least right now, that are romance. But there's just a few other books that aren't romance. I've read one of them. And like, she writes some short stories with like Lauren Dane. and like some books together with her, and I still need to get those, and her newest book and a few others. But like, her name is Megan Hart, and she's amazing. I randomly found her at the thrift store, the book called Tempted. And this is another book I found at Goodwill too, the second time when I found her, called Switch. This is probably my favorite book of hers. I like the 7 I've read out of like 10. Switch is great because this woman and her husband, they're in a break, but they're not divorced. But anyways, he keeps trying to get back with her, but she doesn't like want him because they have their problems. But they've been together like their whole lives and knew each other since before high school, and have been together since high school, and they're now in their 30s. But she lives in an apartment alone. After she moves away from her husband and separates, she likes this doctor, and he's not her real doctor, but he lives near her, and he has long hair, and he's really like described as really hot and stuff. But her ex-husband just won't leave her alone. But she goes into her mailbox one day, and like she sees this letter like from someone telling her to do all these like sexual like things, like go down this sex and find something embarrassing that you would never buy and use it on yourself. And like it starts to slow, and like as in do something today for yourself that like something for yourself, like some command, something that you would never do like solo, like to pleasure yourself and stuff like that. And like it's really like she sees the letter, and it was in the wrong mailbox. It's supposed to be in 401, but the person put it in 104. And the secret admirer put in the wrong place, so she reads what the commands are, and then she puts in the right mailbox, which ends up being the doctor she likes mailbox. And so she kind of starts a relationship with the doctor, hanging out, like occasional dates, like just a few kisses, nothing like intense at first, but like the commands get more and more sexual, and it's really good because yeah, the doctor like assumes it's her, but he doesn't come out and say it. But anyways, she decides that all these commands, and like she follows each one, even though some of them are embarrassing and like involve her going out in public and seeing other people doing it, but like nothing dangerous. But it's like great because like one of the letters is like meet me in the hotel room and like wear this and that, but it's really a woman writing to the guy doctor that lives in the apartment, but she keeps putting in the wrong mailbox, 104 instead of 401. But it's good. And she plans to meet him at the hotel then, but I'm not going to say what else happens. But her ex keeps popping up, and like the end's kind of disappointing, but it's a good book. She's a great author, even though all her books are like at least 400 pages. She's really great. I also recommend Stranger, Tempted, Naked, Terry Pratchett's newest book, and I really want that. Dirty, Deeper, Broken, just anything Megan Hart. You should buy it if you can. Like online, you can get all her books on Amazon for like $8 or under, even her newest one. And this is probably my favorite romance ever. The Space Between Us. Megan Hart's, like, I randomly like was gonna buy a few books for the line, and this was one of them because it was so cheap. It was only like a few dollars. I wanted to buy this for one of the 5 books of hers I bought for my birthday for myself. It is good. The main character talks about her sexual past, and like she tells the story of it, and like she's telling this woman the coffee shop she likes and she has a crush on. These 2 women are talking about the most like intense sexual thing they've done that they regret. And like anyways, so they're telling each other all this, and then the woman, the coffee shop, the older one, tells the main character Tesla that her and her husband basically aren't swingers, but they want to experiment with a girl, and she wants to watch a girl that she, like a friend that she can trust, like have sex with her husband. But it starts out so, and they like all hook up, but not the woman and Tesla, not the married woman and Tesla at first, but they do hook up later. And this book, Tesla starts to develop a crush on Meredith's husband, Charlie. So Charlie and Tesla see each other like at her work after closing hours, and like the wife doesn't know. But then it turns out the wife, when Spice for 6 marriage, she thinks her husband boring and she's ready to file for a divorce. And before this confession, Tesla moves in with them, and they're all like swingers, like they're all together in a relationship, all 3 of them. They all sleep together, but it's this kind of lifestyle. It shows you like people that do it. They're just not they're not only in it for the sex, but like they also, these kind of people want like, well, at least two of them. At least Tessa with the wife Meredith and with the husband Charlie. Like she does generally want both, and Charlie wants Tesla too. But it's really deep, like their feelings for each other, and it's just a really good book because the end's really good. I'm not going to say what it is, but I love the title, Space Between Us. It's just like my favorite romance book, probably because like it's more in this kind of lifestyle that you would suspect. It's not just about the sex. No, like I want like two people at once instead of just one. Like this main character is naive, but she really does fall in love with both of these people. But and then only two people end up together. But it's just really great, and it is a hot read, but if you're not into those kind of relationships, then you probably want to read it. And same with Tempted, her only other book I know of that like has like three people involved in a relationship, like a woman and then her husband and her husband's friend that's a guy. That's Tempted, the first one I read of hers, but this one's better. Two women and a guy, but it's just like the girl's experimenting, but she falls in love with both of them. I mean, I don't understand it, but it's more than just typical bullshit like threesome book or something like that. It's just, I don't know. It's like over 400 pages, but it's worth it getting through all of it. And trust me, if you buy it, you'll like it, even if you buy it at full price. And yeah, I'm just gonna go on to reading the rest of Megan Hart's books and read more of them. And I think that all of her books are good, but her non-romance, like there's one I read out of the three, Precious and Fragile Things. This woman gets kidnapped by this guy, and her children are in the car, so she lets them out on the side of the road, and when she starts driving fast, and then like her kids like in their neighborhood, so like they're gonna go inside, it's in her own car that the guy comes in, like kidnaps her, like when she's out with her kids going to the bank and she leaves the car door open. So anyway, he kidnaps her, he takes her to this abandoned cabin, and then they have to be together for like months on end until she figures out how to get rid of him and escape. And that Megan Hart book, Precious and Fragile Things, is good as well. But I just recommend anything for hers, especially romance. Stranger is really good. This escort woman who pays guys, like long hair, androgynous guys, to like be with her. I just really think Megan Hart's a good author, and she's really sweet on like Twitter and Facebook. And you should check her out, Megan_Hart, Hart, and she's a really great author. And you should definitely read her and maybe start out with a book. Like a typical like romance book, but really good relationships, develop writing. If you want that, then you should start out with Deeper, or definitely switch. And the best thing about Megan Hart is like she has characters in some books, like they're using in other books the same characters, or there's relationships, they look like a continuation. Like some of the characters are the same, and they have different names. They're like continuation of characters you saw in a previous book, but in a different kind of experience and like relationship then. And the author is just like really sweet. She's really pretty too, and I want to meet her if she ever comes to book signing here or offers autographed copies online. I want to buy that. And so Barnes & Noble, Amazon, eBay, probably maybe even a local bookstore would have her books. And by Megan Hart too, or Zane, especially, or Sylvia Day. But of course, E.L. James only has 50 Shades. I hope she writes another one, and like something different too. Like that's not 50 Shades. And I hope you enjoy watching this and like all my secrets of books that I wouldn't be expected to like.